In Generation 2, we got something called Shiny Pokemon. And to some people like me, we love to collect them, and it's also a hobby. We are shiny hunters. But in Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, we had the privilege of getting them in this new mechanic. And with over 700 Pokemon out there, I decided to make a top 5 about one of my favorite evolutionary lines, Eevee. Eevee's evolutionary line is amazing, and there being shiny Pokemon, its evolutionary line got 10 times more amazing. So today I'm bringing you guys a top 5 favorite shiny evolutionary lines with their competitive side also. But today I'm joined by Trina Aquamarine, who also does Pokemon videos on her channel. And this video is a collab top 5 with her own top list as well as my own.
Hello, Pokemon and Trainers alike. It's Trainer Aquamarine here, and I'm coming at you hot today with a top 5 Shiny Eeveelutions list. This list is going to include my sentimental reasons for the Pokemon being on the list, as well as their competitive attributes. So without further ado, let's go.
Number 5, we have Jolteon, and in its shiny form, there is not much that has changed. Only a slighter lime green color has been added to its original yellow look. And with that look, it kinda makes it more appealing in a way, but the green can get a little bit annoying sometimes. Jolteon was one of the first of many shinies I got back in the day when I didn't know anything about shinies. When I hit a lucky first SR shiny Eevee from Celadon City, not knowing how to SR or what it was, Jolteon is one of the first shinies I had the pleasure of having. Being in Celadon City with the Supermart, I got a Thunderstone and evolved my Eevee into what is now my lost shiny Jolteon. I miss you, Sparky. Now going into the competitive side of things with Aqua.
As far as competitive goes, just as you would think, Jolteon is a speedy little snot. Its speed is at 130 with a swift special attack coming at you with a solid 110, and it has a little bit of bulk with a special defense that reaches 95. Physical attack and health are at 65, and its physical defense is the low 60. It rushes at us from the RU and the UU tiers, but it does better in UU. It is mainly used as a sub-pass Pokemon, and very well should be holding the leftovers item. Volt Absorb is the ideal ability, and you want it to be a timid nature. Special attack and speed are the Eevees that are to get priority, but try to spare some stuff for health if you can. The reason for Leafeon being on my list as number 5, well, I'm just not impressed with it, really. There's barely any change to it. I certainly don't notice it, and I wasn't too wild about it in the first place. However, it made my list over, well, let's say Sylveon or Leafeon, because it reminds me of nature, and it reminds me of how peaceful the atmosphere of a forest or the like could be. Unless Slenderman's in the forest. That's not peaceful, that's kind of terrifying. Don't let it be terrifying. Let's not let Slendy in the forest, please. Sentimental reason is, well, again, I'm a nature lover. No, I'm not overzealous about it, but there have been many times I just wished that I could walk through a forest and have a Leafeon with me, or have one just following me, whether it be my own or not. You know, that sort of thing. As far as competitive goes, while Leafeon may have a high physical defense at 130, it is a very frail Pokemon. I believe the term is Glass Cannon. It packs a nice punch with a physical attack of 110 and is moderately speedy with a speed clocking in at 95. Health and special defense are both at 65, and special attack is at the low of 60. It is used as a Swords Dance Pokemon and mainly dwells in the NU tier because of being so frail. However, it can be used in the PU tier with its Swords Dance setup. You want it to hold a Wotmel Berry or a Life Orb to possibly raise its physical strength to make up for just how frail it is. Chlorophyll is the best ability suited for this little green thing, and it's quite a jolly fox. The Eevee should be split between physical attack and speed, with just a little left over for physical defense if you can help it.
Espeon is number 4 on this list because it holds a special hole in my heart, being the second shiny Eeveelution that I ever got. Back when I started to play Pokemon Crystal after finding it in my old Game Boy box, I started to play through it and I naturally got to the Kanto side of things and met with Bill, who gives you the only Eevee in the game, and I wanted all Eeveelutions in the game. And when it came down to breeding, I bred 5 boxes of eggs. After I hatched eggs for a full month, one of the last eggs that I hatched was a shiny Eevee, and I was in awe. This was my 3rd shiny ever. I was training Eevee, and just as it hit dawn, I started to see it evolve, and thus a shiny Espeon. Its looks are not all that great, but its hard lime green color really amazes me. And for the people that really don't like this shiny, I say SpaghettiOs, okay? Because shiny Espeon is by far one of the, well, top underrated shinies that I know of. But it's my opinion, so whatever. For its competitive side, it's pretty specially bulky and it lies in UU. If its HP stat matched its special defense, it would be in OU, no doubt about it. Overall, it is pretty good for UU, but not a full-on boss that can wreck the UU tier. Its ideal set, in my opinion, is a nice offensive set with choice specs as its holding item, and its moves should be Psyshock, Shadow Ball, HP Fire for those Ferrothorn if you're planning on using it in OU, or for any 4 times affected to Fire, and Dazzling Gleam with a timid nature, and its ability Magic Bounce for those Stealth Rockers, Spikes, and Webs. Its Eevee spread should go to Speed and Special Attack, and there should be 4 Eevees left over for its defense.
Alright, coming in at number 4 for myself is Jolteon. Now, the reason Jolteon is on my list, and well, to be honest, I'm not too wild about Jolteon's shiny sprite either. Really, it's only there because of my friend Eternal Flame, who I have mentioned in my videos before, and can actually be heard in my shiny Snorunt video. That's really the only reason it's on the list. Again, the sentimental reason shiny Jolteon is on the list is because it reminds me of Eternal Flame. It's one of his most favorite Pokemon, and he roleplays a very witty shiny Jolteon named Jolt. It was also the only Eeveelution that I could use in Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness without having a hard time. Yeah.
Coming in at number 3, Flareon is on this list because on my Black 2 game, after 22 random encounters, I got a shiny Eevee. This was when I first started a shiny hunt fully, and it's one of the fastest hunts to date on my Black 2. When I evolved it into Flareon, I immediately fell in love with the color scheme. Its golden yellowish color really does bring out its black eyes, and not only is it the most cutest little thing in the world, but I really do like the color scheme, and it being the first Pokemon to get on my Black 2 shiny, it's almost the reason for me getting a shiny Eevee in my Pokemon Y, but I'll get to that. Going into the competitive side of things, Flareon has an amazing competitive set, with it not being somewhat of a special bulk, although it can pack a punch at 130 base attack plus stab. As you can see, it can hold its own in the NU tier. Flareon should hold the choice band, and its moveset should be Flare Blitz, Super Power, Quick Attack, and Baton Pass. Flareon is a hard hitter when it comes to having the choice band on it, and it could easily get out of any tight situations with Baton Pass, but being choice banded, the Baton Pass is not ideal, so if you are running Baton Pass, go for the charcoal item. It powers up fire attack moves by 20%. Its Eevee spread should go into physical attack and speed, and its special defense with 4 points left over.
Vaporeon is at number 3. The reason that Vaporeon is at number 3, really, this Pokemon is here because of my love for water and foxes, Merfolk. I have a shiny Jolteon as a gift from my friend Eternal Flame, but I don't actually have one with my name on it. The coloring is absolutely beautiful, and I plan on changing the whole I don't have a Vaporeon with my name on it thing. Sentimental reason is, well, again, it's a merfox. Somebody decided to cross a mermaid or a merman with a fox, and now we have a Vaporeon. More of a purple color in Gen 6, but in ye olde generations, it was pink, and it was a huge contrast to the pretty aqua blue color of its normal sprite. I also happen to love the water and love swimming, and can't tell you how many times I wish I could see a Vaporeon just swimming next to me. Vaporeon is a healthy fishy, with health being its strongest stat at 130. Special attack backs it up at 110, and special defense gives it a little bit of bulk at 95. Physical attack and speed are at 65, and physical defense is 60. The Merfox reigns from the UU tier, and is mainly used as a Wish Cleric Pokemon. Water Absorb is its ideal ability, and it is also dual-natured. It can be either bold or calm, and Leftovers is a good item for it to hold. You want to split the Eevees between health and defense, but an attempt to spare some for special defense should be made.
Umbreon. The way it looks, it gives off an awesome baby blue color where its original yellow scheme should be, and it really does look like a night sky. And that's why I named my competitive Umbreon Night Sky. There really is nothing much change here. In a way, Umbreon really does look amazing, and it's really one of the best looking Eeveelutions in my opinion. But it's not number one because it has no sentimental value. I'm just looking for looks here, and Umbreon really does need a true color to its coat, and I think that true color should have been white, not black. But it's still an awesome color scheme that just goes together. So now onto Aqua with the competitive side.
Competitive wise, for Umbreon, it seems to be a special defensive wall with physical defense and health to back it up. Special defense baselines at 130, and physical defense comes in at 110. However, it has a nice chunk of health, with that one being at 95. Attack and speed are at 65, and special attack is the lowest, 60. It hails from the UU tier of Smogon, and is mainly used as a Cleric Wish Pass Pokemon. It can also be used as a Toxic Stall if you rely on its defenses and you remove Foul Play and put Toxic in its place. You want to give it a calm nature and make sure you spread the Eevees into health and special defense, and maybe physical defense if you can help it. Umbreon's ideal ability is Synchronize, and giving it the Leftovers item is always a good idea. Eevee is my number 2 choice simply because of my in-game shiny sprite. It was so hard to find, it did not want to be caught, and I love it just because of that. Eevee also reminds me of my Chihuahua Misty, who passed away a few years ago. Misty was also really fluffy, and I kind of wish I could have named her Eevee. The sentimental reason, again, is Eevee was one of my longest and most stubborn hunts. Without the added aid of the Friend Safari, the Masuda method, and that dreadful Poke Radar, I had absolutely no choice but to random encounter hunt it. I was using the cute charm trick and snuggling my husband's cat Winston when I found her. I completely flipped my lid when Lunabelle finally sparkled, and she further proved her stubbornness to me when she took nearly 10 minutes for me to catch. But Lunabelle is now a shiny Umbreon, and I am so happy that she is part of my collection. As far as competitive goes, Eevee hails from the Little Cup tier and seems to have a rather tight stats here. Special attack is the lowest at 45, defense is at 50, health, attack, and speed are at 55, and special defense is the highest at 60. It seems to be rather bulky and can be a good choice over Bunnelby because of such. Eevee is a standard physical attacker, and it should have adaptability as its ability. Whew, that's a mouthful. Yeah. This little fluff ball is dual-natured. Jolly and Adamant are both really good natures for it to have. Attack and speed are your go-to Eevees, but try to spare some for physical defense if you can. Giving Eevee a Choice Band or a Life Orb will help boost its physical power and make it a surprisingly tough little fuzzball. Whatever you do, don't underestimate the little fluffy things.
Back when I was playing Pokemon Y, I wanted a shiny Eevee so bad, and seeing how the shiny odds dropped to 1 in 4,096, I just had to get one. And after 22,000 plus random encounters in Route 10, I finally got fed up with it and went on to a Safari Zone. And not 5 hours later, I got a shiny Eevee, and this was the reaction. As you can see, it was a huge deal for me to get this shiny, and after Game Freak releasing the new Eeveelution, I just had to have one. And one of the real reasons why it's my #1 pick, because of the bond we have. Back when I didn't check the Pokemon forums, I had asked one of my friends, and they had told me you had to get all the hearts for Eevee on Pokemon on Me. Even now, when I have an Eevee and I want to evolve it into Sylveon, I still get all the hearts in Pokemon on Me. Its color scheme goes from a pink and light blue, and it inverts it, and it completely just changes the look, and the light blue and pink just pop out. It's pretty much the best coloring for a fairy Pokemon. But I really do like this shiny with its sentimental values, and I really do think that its competitive side is even better, so let's check it out. Its competitive side is amazing. It fucks shit up in the OU tier. Its HP is nearly close to its special defense, meaning it's especially bulky, and it can take some special hits here and there, but cannot take a physical hit at all. Sylveon is mainly used as a special bulk that has choice specs, so obviously it should be holding choice specs. And its moveset should be Hyper Voice, Size Shock, HP 5 for Ferrothorn. It's basically Espeon but for OU. And Baton Pass for those sticky situations. Overall, it is an amazing Pokemon, and it deserves to be an OU for its stats and abilities. And one of its abilities that really helps it out is Pixelate. It makes all normal moves into fairy types, which means it can get Stab, same type attack boost, and its nature should be modest. Its EV spread should go into HP and special attack, leaving 16 points left over for your speed.
And my #1 pick is Umbreon. No surprise after just talking about it, right? The reason that Umbreon comes in at #1, which happens to be my favorite Eeveelution, the overall design and the color pattern for the shiny Umbreon makes it my #1 choice. If any Pokemon could be real besides Azure, I would want Lunabelle, my shiny Umbreon, to be real. It's fox-like, adorable, and I just want to snuggle it!
Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. If you're new around here, subscribe, and let me know what your top 5 favorite shiny Eeveelutions are down there in the comments. And a huge shout out to Trina Aquamarine, who wasted her time to help me out with this video. So huge shout out to her. Link in the description to her stuff. She's awesome. Shiny hunter, etc, etc. But I'll leave you guys to it. Don't forget to do all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you guys later.